The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Straight ahead tonight, the PLP's finance candidate Keno Wong reportedly threatened twice and reportedly told to drop out of the race or else. That's coming up for you. Also tonight, a look at the policy promise of a $200 a month stipend for single mothers. Hear what many of you are saying about that as a result. And later on tonight, it is fresh off the campaign feed, Fridays. Who made the cut this week? Well, here's a clue. Did you see the largest Easter bunny ever to be seen anywhere in the Bahamas? Yeah, I know you know exactly where we're going with that. This is Beyond the Headlines, Week in Review Fridays. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, we start on a very serious note this evening. The Progressive Liberal Party's St. Anne's candidate, Keno Wong, remains determined to stay in the race despite having his life threatened twice, he told our news team, in as many weeks. Keno spoke with Linton Ritchie Jr. today.
Progressive Liberal Party candidate for St. Anne's, Keno Wong, officially filing a complaint to the Royal Bahamas Police Force following his death threats and his home footage being destroyed. Wong speaking exclusively to Eyewitness News following the incident.
Over the past 2 Fridays, I have been receiving death threat calls. I noticed that my camera system at my residence opposite me was totally destroyed. Police have been called.
Wong is not the first political candidate to be allegedly threatened, as Free National Movement candidates Dr. Nicholas Fox and Dr. Jacqueline Penn Knowles also reported their constituency office and bulletin boards were vandalized. The political hopeful says he's not backing down, but admits he and his team are fearful.
I feel unsafe at this time. Yes. As relates to my family, yes. As relates to those who campaign with me, yes. As relates to the community that I live in, yes.
While Wong expresses disappointment, he's also pushing for unity as the election season intensifies.
I have never experienced this type of behavior towards me as a Bahamian, but I realize that the era that I'm living in, these things happens.
Wong is facing Free National Movement incumbent Adrian White and Coalition of Independence candidate Graham Weatherford. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Well, it's quite serious, right? His claims of being threatened is something that no one wants to see. The Bahamas has long enjoyed peaceful elections, peaceful transfer of governance, and no way should a candidate be threatened. Now, I'm going to bring in the Hot Topics panelists right now. Good evening to you, Cassia Stewart and Ellington Ferguson. Gentlemen, I too was able to speak with Keno alongside Linton earlier this afternoon. And, I asked him his thoughts. Does he feel any which way deterred? Is it frightening? Yes, it is, because it came right to his home where his family is. But he says he remains undaunted. He remains focused on what is ahead of him, and that is contesting the St. Anne's seat for the Progressive Liberal Party. Gentlemen, he also said that he went to the Fox Hill police station today and filed a report with the police at the Fox Hill station. Gentlemen, let's come in this evening and talk about this. And the fact that this is certainly nothing that we ever want to see take shape, happen, be a part of what the Bahamian political process is about.
Yeah, what it does is this type of behavior, it kind of erodes the democratic process, because you have people vying for elections and they're vying for votes. When you have people trying to cause a candidate to drop out through threats, that is never and not accepted in Bahamian politics. And so, this type of behavior must be punished. And I encourage, I hope that the police find out who it is and who these culprits are. But I just want to also say to Shanique that, what we do on this show is also political. And at one time, our lives were threatened. They threatened to kill me and you. And even before that, I've been being in politics. They threatened to kill me, and I had to report it to the police. So on 2 occasions, I had to make official reports to the police for death threats. And but that type of behavior in the Bahamas is not accepted, and we should never, ever, ever give any room to them. And we should go after culprits who do this. But let me also want to say this last thing, that people look at political parties as their life. Because there are people who don't have jobs other than waiting for the government to win so that they can get contracts and they get stuff. And so that is the type of culture that we've created, where the political parties nurse everybody in the community, and that is bad. But it also feeds this type of behavior because they want their candidates to win. And if this being the case, though, that means that the PLP is making inroads in St. Anne's for the first time. And if that being the case, then there may be a possibility that the PLP may win if they feel that threatened.
Shanique, this is very unfortunate that we continue to hear things like this happen, and I pray and hope that the police force would get down to the bottom of this in their investigation, and let's bring those responsible for these actions to justice. This is not what we're about as a people, and as we seek to grow and develop our nation and to deepen our democracy. Unfortunately, these things play out in politics when there is, like Cassius alluded to, a threat. And sometimes it's not on the bottom end where people are looking for contracts as relates to that. But these things happen when you talk about a movement, a revolution, paradigm shift. The Bahamas experienced this during the time of going for independence. You remember when Solindan and their lives was threatened, and the very dock that they were supposed to be traveling on in Abaco was blown up. And so I've been hearing on the ground that Keno have been making inroads. I'm not sure whether the inroads that he have been making is related to this. However, I do call on all sides, all political sides, even the opponent of Mr. Wong, to denounce these actions. It would be in his best interest to denounce these actions and make it known that he does not endorse this type of action. And we ask people that, even candidates, please, those persons that support you and do the social media thing for you, please ask them to tone down the rhetoric and the vitriol against one another. People are talking about, when I see you and if I see you on the road, I can do this to you and the next thing. That's not what we're about. That's not what we're about. We have to be better than this. And so don't encourage that. Candidates, don't encourage it. Make sure that those persons that are doing it don't know that they have your support. We cannot do this. Is not us as the Bahamian people.
I absolutely agree with you, gentlemen, and this is a story we will continue to follow. It's frightening when anyone wants to threaten you for example, Cassius, you brought something to memory that really I want to walk away from. But it's real. What was the threats as a result of just shows here? I mean, listen, I'm a part of the Fourth Estate. I do what I do, and I try to do it certainly in a way that is balanced for everyone involved. You may not necessarily agree with a topic on a particular night, or a topic that reappears and reoccurs, like for example in election season. But again, you've got to respect that and continue moving forward. And so we will continue to watch this and see exactly how this all plays out. So we'll move on then. Perhaps this will bring more reaction, yes? So then, speaking of reaction, there's that this week to the Free National Movement's election promise to give $200 a month to single mothers, with many questioning its likelihood. Danielle Dean picks up the story from here.
Where is he going to get this money from?
Promises made by Leader of the Opposition Michael Pintard at the FNM campaign launch Saturday included provision of a monthly $200 stipend for single mothers in the event the party is elected into power. Statistics show 75% of children in the country are born to single mothers, meaning there would be a large number of qualifiers to consider. But who better to engage than those that would be affected? I took to the street to hear from mothers themselves, some expressing doubt in the plan.
A lot of politicians say a lot of things, but I don't believe it. So if he does it, he does it. If he don't, then
it will be a good help for their family, as long as he carry out the promise.
Single mom Adisha Martin says, from the perspective of someone living the reality, every dollar counts.
You do have a lot of single moms out there, and they could use the $200 because it's really rough out there. Like me, I am a single mom, and I could use the help. And plus, I'm $200. That's more than nothing because we wasn't getting nothing at all.
There's always strings attached, these residents say, and while the move sounds appealing, they'd be waiting for the next shoe to drop.
While I think it would be helpful, especially as a mother, I feel like whenever anybody talks about giving money, that there's always going to be some sort of increase in tax or some other increase in NIB or something else where it's just going to take that money right back. So I feel like if you're going to give this money, which it's never given because it's usually just taken from taxpayers and given back like it's a gift.
They giving my money back to me. You giving me my money that I work for and put in the treasury back to me as a gift? This is pure wickedness.
And while this father admits he could never truly understand the struggles mothers endure, he holds this view on the opposition leader's proposal.
I think it's very good, but I think he likes to talk too much. Seriously. There are a lot of mothers in this country now. So $200 for every mother is a lot.
In the meantime, institutions like the Ministry of Social Services and the Bahamas Crisis Center have sought to fill in the gap, with Bahamas Crisis Center Executive Director Sandra Dane Patterson announcing earlier this year there's been an increased demand for assistance by single mothers and children. Danielle Dean, Eyewitness News.
Well, I'll tell you this, gentlemen, it appears to be, people appear to be sort of torn on this matter. Some say socialism is not the way to go to carry the country in the area, and we see how that's played out in Black America or in America. And others say, as you heard one single mother in that story say, man, things tight. It'll come in quite handy. But your thoughts truly about this and how doable is it?
Shanique. Hold on, Michael. Michael Pintard has just graduated to Lincoln 2.0. Oh, Lord. Lincoln want to give away $20,000. This boy will give away $200 a week, a month.
A month.
Hold on, let me finish, Michael. I didn't warm it up now, You are the last segment.
He ain't sad no more, Michael.
I ain't sad no more because you're giving away my money now. That is total garbage. He grabbing anything and trying to stick through it against the wall to see if it sticks. You got to build a society, Michael Pintard. Let me educate you all on politics, right? You build a society on productivity. If you want to encourage procreation, because of course we don't have much Bahamians like Shanique, them having children, right? You encourage them to do it within the confines of marriage. So look at me, Shanique, you ain't married, you ain't no children, right? And so you encourage them to do it within the confines of marriage, and once you under that umbrella, then you could offer incentives. Like, if you build your house, we will reduce real property tax. We allow you duty-free exemption for stuff coming in so that you can build your house. But you don't go giving out like you some idiot.
Or Santa Claus.
You understand? You got to understand how to build a country. Y'all who in politics don't understand how to build nations. And I don't understand how y'all just keep getting elected. It's like, I don't get it. So let me tell you what to do, all right? In your platform on social development, encourage the institution of marriage, because the strength of the country is built on the family. Not a young girl go to get knocked up and you can give her $200. We can encourage more of them to go get knocked up. And then the fathers are in there, and then you got more social chaos. We need the institution of marriage. Once they come under that umbrella, they can have 1 million children, and the state will make sure that they have real property tax reduction, duty-free imports for building new homes. If you have more than 5 children, then we will give you more exemptions or more duty, whatever we can do, give you. But we ain't giving out no cash like this, no ATM machine, Michael Pintard, Lincoln 2.0. I finish with that.
Michael.
So, I have to echo the sentiments of Cassius. We have to be very careful. The gesture, of course, is always, people always like the thought of free money. But you have to be very careful in terms of what we're instilling in our people, in terms of the handouts and what you're saying to the young men. Say, hey, continue to go ahead and abandon these children, and the state is going to pick up the slack of where you young men should be stepping in and doing the work that that you were doing before when you actually came into to make this child. We have to stop giving, especially our young men, ways out, and then also encouraging what we call, hey, at the end of the day, you put yourself in that situation. I'm not trying to be harsh about it, but at the end of the day, we as people, we have to live up to our responsibilities and stop actually.
I agree, and that is, and Michael, you hit the home run right here in this segment, because I know Ellington wants to jump in after the break, but that's another thing. Let us promote responsibility versus people who are going, playing, and creating spawns, and then we are giving them $200 a month to do just that. No, become responsible. Go back to, in America just recently, there was a lady who was a janitor in a hospital. This just happened this week. She began as a janitor in the hospital. Do you know what she returned as this week?
The doctor.
The doctor. Mm-hmm. The doctor in the hospital. Aspire to more Bahamians. Dream better, dream bigger. Close your leg. Keep that shut until a ring is right here. Then go and produce with your husband. Make your money and make life great.
Call it the Michael Juicing Fund.
You on the headlines is backward after this.
So the Progressive Liberal Party is unopposed. Y'all too? Y'all go ahead.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here at Superwash, Superwash's newest spokes model. And I'm here to tell you about Superwash's large capacity washers and dryers for all your big loads.
I know I see that Charlie Banana coming here just now.
Luckily it's also big enough for me to hide it.
I thought he was right over here where these large capacity washer and dryers is. They're big enough now to handle your big loads, Yeah, like your comfort on your blanket. Well, just look at those. Somebody forget to turn on the dryer. Oh, stop! You hear something? Yeah, that's the sound of clean. Superwash washes you, processes you, and entertains you 24/7.
My name is Charles Wesley Gould. My organic farm is Nice Layers Organic Farm. I have 230 boys up here. I give them fresh water, pumpkin, lettuce, cabbages, all the vegetables. Anything what I eat, they eat. Right now, we sell the eggs for $7 a dozen from Monday to Friday. On Saturdays, you can get 4 dozen eggs for $21. I'll be located on Jamaica Road, western side, Silverstone Primary School.
Hey, it's time to lock in your vote.
Your vote is your power.
With the new boundaries in place, you may need to transfer or confirm your voter registration.
And if you have never registered or didn't plan to vote,
don't get left out on one of the most important decisions of your future.
Make sure when election day comes, you're ready to say,
your say, your vote, your choice.
The race to 2026 is heating up, and the nation's voice is louder than ever. Here on Beyond the Headlines, we're checking the mood, the momentum, and the message of the people. I'm Shanique Miller. Each week, we're taking the temperature of the electorate to see what's really driving the nation. Who's connecting? Who's cooling off? What issues are heating up ahead of 2026? This is Temperature Check 2026, where journalism meets the nation's heartbeat.
Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's Week in Review Fridays, where we look at the biggest stories all week and we talk about them here, flesh them out more, and give further analysis and perspectives on them. And Ellington, before you jump in on the $200 a month, I guess, government award or subvention for single mothers, I just want to say, all the opinions and ideas and anything expressed on it from my panelists are strictly those of my panelists. Understand? And not necessarily the host. Not the host. Because the host is not the host. The host don't say nothing. The host just sits here.
Even the host is the most.
It ain't her. It's Ellington.
And
Michael. Blame them.
And the gentleman,
and
the gentleman here on this desk with me. But Ellington, your thoughts about that and people's response in that report we saw?
Shanique, it's very disappointing to me. The FNM is better than this. Obviously, Mr. Pindar has relaxed himself to go fight for second place. He's looking at that $100,000 that has been pledged. It appears that it is appealing to some people, and he wanted to take that route to kind of appeal to people. Obviously, he left the Progressive Liberal Party in a category all by himself, and he's fighting for second place with this other group, and it's very disappointing. But you don't think
it has some merit, gentlemen, before we move on, and we have to move on, is some merit when you hear some people, one or two people there said, listen, that is an excellent idea. They are single parents. They need the extra help. You don't think an idea like that
Shanique, what it does, and I'm reminded of this whole process that went back years with even the Democrats in the U.S. that gives single mother, you can't have a man in the house, and they will give these monies to single mother. It is an erosion of the family structure. And it's going to be for a woman not to have a man around so that she can get money to government. And if that sticks and it goes in, it will continue to increase from one administration to the other. I don't think we should go down
They
this
ain't thought
path.
that true. They ain't thought that true.
It's not
All
true.
I know is that let's see if we can give them some feeder. Let's get some people excited about money.
And they will,
but they haven't thought about how that's going to destroy society.
Yeah.
You can't give people
but I think,
the juice and
the
fun
reality is the
and then
voters
expect to build a country.
are hip to this. That's just not the approach.
No, that ain't the. You can't do that. I mean,
This is not
because
a good thing.
you encouraging promiscuity, you encouraging people to go there juice and have a whole bunch of
But
children.
now, mind you,
all over the place. Don't
now,
do that.
gentlemen, he was on this show this week, and he said you have to qualify. So I don't think he's
single mother.
I don't, but there's a category of single mother. I don't think.
So you just have to discriminate.
No, I don't think he is.
See, you ain't thought that true too, you know.
I don't think
so. You
he's,
want to put a caveat to this whole situation.
a single mother who's making six figures will not qualify.
So would name me one single
How
mother
you
who
know
making
she
six
don't
figures in the
have
Bahamas?
issues?
No, but name me one single mother who making six figures.
Most of the single women that making six figures in the Bahamas don't have children.
Precisely. And so that don't make any sense. They need to learn to think. See, it's something God put between the two ears. It's called a brain. Use it.
Let's look. Let's move on. Let's move forward.
Thoughts, views, and opinions.
That's the part right there. Thank you, Kat. I'm so happy you played that disclaimer right there. The thoughts, views, and opinions
And not
of my
IL
guests.
Studios.
No, forget IL Studios. Are not necessarily those of the host sitting right here with my panel, because you all the tightest panel anywhere in this nation. I tell you that. So listen, gentlemen, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper mincing no words as he, and this happened this week as well, you all remember this is really from something that happened a few months ago, as he accused the FNM's candidate for Exuma, Deborah Moxie Roll, of seeking political mileage from the tragedies of Exumians. This is Cooper now. Cooper's comments coming on the heels of a traffic fatality in Exuma, which triggered scathing criticism from Moxie Roll about infrastructure woes on the island and concerns about the ambulance response time. This was the FNM's candidate who also highlighted infrastructural issues at the island's airport after an emergency flight was unable to land due to lighting issues some time back.
I serve the people of Exuma. I don't seek to serve or please that small group of critics who seek to benefit from people's misfortune. It's despicable, quite frankly, and it's very disappointing that would-be leaders will seek to leverage people's distress and sometimes grief for cheap political points. But I'm happy that Exumians are discerning people. The Bahamian public are intelligent. Our voters understand gimmicks and what we call politics.
Of course, while Cooper is dismissing his rival's criticism, he accepts that more could be done for his constituency, even amid ongoing roadworks and other infrastructural upgrades.
In the final analysis, they understand the work that I put in as Member of Parliament for Exuma, my love for the island, my compassion for the people, and my desire to serve. Let me say that we, in some areas, can do more. We continue to do the best we can with the limited resources we have. We don't stand on our soapbox and give an impression that all things are working perfectly. But, you know, governance is about solving the issues given the limited resources, and we're doing just that.
Nonetheless, Moxie Ingram is doubling down, insisting that the ongoing tragedies continue to expose the island's healthcare crisis.
A young man, unfortunately, has died. He waited for an hour for an ambulance that should have come within minutes. And the Deputy Prime Minister of this country, the man who has sat at the cabinet table for 4 years while Exuma's healthcare crumbles, looked at that tragedy and called my response an attempt to earn political brownie points. That tells you everything you need to know about this government. Let the record show the state of healthcare in Exuma is at an all-time low. And it did not happen by accident. It happened because this government made choices. I have extended my sincere condolences to the royal family whom I know and care for. But condolences are not enough, and neither is silence followed by spin. If Mr. Cooper believed that attacking me would silence this voice, he has badly miscalculated. I am not going anywhere.
There is Deborah Moxie Roll, the FNM's candidate for Exuma, speaking on the state of healthcare, emergency response on the island of Exuma. Gentlemen, your thoughts on just basically how this started. Several family islands, Michael, have had issues, and we know that. We want to make an appeal even this weekend. Listen, slow down. Particularly those who have brand new roads. Even when the roads are bad, you're speeding. Imagine now with roads that are newly paved. Please slow down and drive carefully this weekend. But go ahead, Michael.
Shanique, we have healthcare challenges in our capital. We've been had healthcare challenges in our family islands for, I would say, decades. This isn't something new. This is something that's an ongoing issue after, I don't care what government is in place. That people have challenges or emergency landings. We see airports are currently being addressed or upgraded through most of our family islands, thank God. But the healthcare is where, we have, I don't care since I've been to any family island. I always tell myself when I go to a family island, I don't want to stay there for long because in the event that there is some incident, and sometimes I always say the same thing for my parents. I would not like for them to be caught anywhere in our family islands if something was to happen, because no matter which island you're on is an issue in the nighttime for any airline or any emergency flight to get into almost any one of our islands. So this is something is not new.
No, it isn't new, Michael, and that is why I continue to be a proponent of what Bakswin is doing. We all are aware of because I've had them on the show a few times now. They will be the emergency lift, the emergency response, additional emergency, in terms of, well staffed out and resources and ambulances and aircraft that are specifically designed just for emergency lift, because the nation needs this. Yeah. The Bahamians, the average Bahamian, need access to proper health care, whether it's here in New Providence or in the family islands. And so I'm grateful for Bakswin and what it is bringing and introducing to the nation.
If I may. I think, to be fair, I'm normally a fair person, and so, to the Deputy Prime Minister, the candidate has a right to express what she believes needs to be fixed in Exuma. Don't dismiss what she is saying because somebody did die and because there was some malfunctioning on the runway. What you should say is that we will make sure going forward that never happens again. Don't say she's trying to get cheap political points. Don't do that. Because she is suggesting legitimate concerns that many of the people in Exuma have problems with, and I have a problem with it too. So if the runway ain't working and that was me on the runway and the plane can't land, I would be pissed, all right? So don't dismiss that. Just say moving forward, we can correct that and it can never happen again. Then we would forgive you. Now, moving forward, the roads are looking nice in Exuma, but make sure when Regatta come and I go down there, the roads in the capital are fixed. Because I ain't riding no bumpy road in the capital and by the Regatta site. So I need that fixed. Just you're doing a good job, the airport and all of the nice road, but I need the capital. Don't miss the capital now. The capital needs to be paved because I come in.
Shanique, I think going forward, this government that is still in power need to look at the protocols surrounding the lights on these airports because we've had an incident like this that have happened before. And so we need to look at the protocols that about these lights being turned on and off at these out island airports. We just need to change that.
Yeah, it's an issue that, again, as Michael said, these issues, whether with airport lighting, runway lighting, and all, decades, I mean, years in place, really, that these systems, and they're kind of like a huge cruise ship. You got to turn very slowly, but really, you don't have to have several meetings for that one person to say, turn the lights on. But again, I think things are about to look very differently and change and move more smoothly because of what Backswing is bringing here to the Bahamas in terms of emergency response, emergency care, and getting people who are in need of it, getting them the help that they need in better time. And so I'm excited about what that promise is and how that looks. Well, when we come back after this break here on Week in Review Fridays, we are going to talk about and get into the newest feature on Fridays. You know what that is? Fresh off the campaign feed. Stay close.
Play for fun, not for funds.
In the Bahamas, we play hard, but we live smart.
We love a little competition.
A little excitement, a little thrill.
And at Idle Luck, gaming is all about entertainment.
Shared moments, celebrating the wins, and enjoying the experience.
The key is simple. Play for fun, not for funds.
When you set a budget before you start,
and know your limits, you stay in control.
And when you're in control, the game stays what it's meant to be.
Fun.
So play for fun, not for funds.
Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
Wealth should not only belong to a select few. At InvestStar, we believe the door should be open to everyone. We provide options for planning a better future. Our investment funds are designed to assist you in reaching your long-term financial goals. Let us show you how.
Everybody get up.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Well, until the general election, we are doing something quite unique and interesting on Fridays, and that is, what are the candidates doing on social media? How is it looking? Who is making amends? Who is shaking hands? Which conversation this week alone surprised many? I think it's something that happened overnight, and the video went viral today. So let's just talk about it. Fresh off the campaign feed is, of course, again, featuring the candidates, whichever political organization they're from, just those who are obviously trending and getting attention and having people talking. Well, then we talk about it here as well in the 2026 general election. And so you all, this week on Temperature Check, we looked at the constituency of Fort Charlotte. And you heard exactly how those and views and thoughts and analysis went as it relates to the candidates. Well, here's a surprise for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Mr. Robinson, and I asked him, why is he so obsessed with me?
I got a cutter for him.
You got, oh boy. Anyway,
You sound like Whip Bob.
I got Whip Bob. Listen, this is
You know what happened to Whip Bob?
2017. Hey,
I got a cutter for you.
And guess what?
Fort
I hate to
Charlotte,
break it to
bring
you.
it on.
You ain't no David. You caught a wave,
Yeah.
but you wasn't riding that wave
You'll
with
find
brave.
out today.
All
You'll
right.
find out.
You know, that was funny to see and frankly nice to see, because after we did, Michael, you remember Temperature Check on Wednesday, and the opinions, of course, again, are those of my panelists, and they go and they research and they talk and they express them. And so to see that today, that went totally viral, it was quite refreshing.
You know, I'd say either he will be David or he will be the little Chihuahua.
I think a little bit of both. The Chihuahua, I think, yeah.
It's good to see that, the camaraderie in this, everyone is getting along, even, despite, being, we call it the crazy political season, so, it's good to see that, they're having fun with it. But at the end of the day, someone got to take the cut in.
Yep. And, Travis needed to understand strategy, and I think his strategy is a little bit off. You're trying to attack Sabas and what he got. People like that. People like what he got. Don't attack what he got.
People want what he got.
You want some of that. So your strategy is a little bit twisted. You got to be able to say, listen, buddy, you vote for me, and I can give you twice as much as what Sabas can give you.
Mm-hmm.
If Sabas give you 1 ounce, I can give you 2 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
If Sabas give you ham and turkey, I give you ham, turkey, lobster, and steak. And so
you got to find a bigger Easter bunny.
Now listen, Michael, look how you going straight. Look how you going straight into the next thing. Because speaking of Easter bunny, I think Travis needs. Here's what it is. Captain Travis Robinson needs an aircraft with a whole happy Easter flying across the whole Bahamas, and then Fort Charlotte.
Yes.
Because he has to top this. You all. Let's look at this airline. I think you could jump in first.
Good morning, Fort Charlotte. I am here with Charlotte the Bunny. She's in town for our upcoming Easter extravaganza going down April 4th between 12 and 3 p.m. It's going to be fun for the kids, adults, and everyone. Let's come on and bring the community together. Fort Charlotte, we're taking you higher.
Ellington, you jump in.
Sabas, I think Travis Robinson, with Sabas coming on stage at this time, is kind of a little funny situation for him. Sabas is changing the dynamics of doing politics in the Bahamas. Let me say that, in saying that, apart from the Easter Bunny, you saw when he opened up his new community center, you saw that sign? I am now seeing somewhere nearby that the similar sign is being erected at the main spot. Sabas is changing the complexion of how we do politics, and I'm hoping, and you showed the little clip of him and Travis earlier, and I hope that goes out as a statement to the campaigners and those who are supporting these various candidates. Chill, man. Let's go out there. Let's convince the populace to vote for whichever candidate, and let's enjoy doing it without all of the vitriol. I hope that even as Sabas move around in his constituency and demonstrate this new paradigm shift in politics, I hope he take that to the floor of Parliament and in our legislature, and we should see a brand new Bahamas with persons like Sabas.
It's Cool Fridays, right? So I got to do a comeback. Travis, let me tell you what you do. You got to say, listen, Sabas, I know you get the biggest bunny in the world, right? And you go to Kelly's, right? Go to Kelly's and you got to buy one little small bunny and say, but I got the real bunny.
You see, you got to come with a nice little cute bunny. And
He needed to give out live rabbits.
You see? And so you
Yes.
got... that's
Should've
even
you
better.
just nailed it.
And so
Give out
we can
live
say,
real
we can say,
rabbits.
Sabaz get the biggest bunny in the world. In the world. You know,
I'm giving you your own bunny.
Exactly. And so if you come with Travis Robinson, you can have your own bunny. Bunny. And people will vote for you because of that. Because people ain't interested in the big bunny, you know. They just want their own bunny.
That's all.
You see, if you give them their own bunny, you change the game.
You should go and consult, and you should join the campaign team.
But they kicked me out. They kicked me out. They
No,
tell me
the
they
Pintat told them that ship already sailed.
Yeah, Pintat them in the ship didn't
You
sail.
leave Pintat alone. Leave him alone.
He tell me the ship sailed.
Pintat
So
rejected
I get left on the dock, but I shout with Travis. Give the people their own bunny.
Good point. And I wonder if this is where, we are going to, our politics is going to eventually go. When you talk about change the dynamics of politics, I wonder if we're going to now move to the big billboards where we stop the door to door.
I think you're going to see that.
Yeah, Michael, I believe so. I'll tell you, I really believe so. But listen, I want to get to another thing. Here are two other candidates who are playing off each other. It started off all in Parliament, and then they just played right off of it. And one of them ended up getting exactly what he needed and what he wants for his constituency. Take a look.
Central and South Eleuthera is doing a wonderful job.
And so there you see it. Now, that was Dr. Menace in the House talking about Clay Sweeting doing a wonderful job. Clay Sweeting went and played off of that, and you see he basically say, hey man, since he say it, let me show you what he talking about. Well, here's how that played out for Dr. Menace.
Central and South Eleuthera is doing a wonderful job. Clay Sweeting, Minister of Works. I see you have me on your video. And it's gone viral. Congratulations. Well, now, fix my road. Let my road go viral. Let my community go viral.
And I'm happy to inform Kalani that the civils team at Ministry of Works has put that area on the agenda to be paved.
Listen, Doc got what he needed. Doc said, listen, that's okay. Use it, fine, that's great. Flex, flaunt, do whatever you want to do, floss, everything. But he got what he wanted. Your thoughts on those two?
Can I have dibs on this? Because, the first time I ever met Clay Sweeting was last 2 weeks when I was in Eleuthera, personally, right? And I've been in Eleuthera for the last 10 years and working. And let me tell you something. I can say this to all your PLPs. There is no PLP from 1973 to now that has done more for one constituency than Clay Sweeting. Yes, I said that. So Lyndon Pinland didn't do for his constituency that Clay Sweeting did for it. Perry Christie didn't do for his constituency like Clay Sweeting did for his one. And I can even boldly say,
so
he done more.
Bullet cast. Yes, you dodged a bullet.
Which one? But he's done more than any PLP or any F&M in one constituency ever. I've never seen someone do so much in one constituency ever in the history of politics.
You mean in one single term?
In one single term. And so, like I said, I don't know Clay. I just met him for the first time 2 weeks ago. Just first time. And I was going to run against him. I was going to run against him in this election, but of course the ship didn't sail, right?
But I say that you a favor.
But honestly, you got to give the man credit. Whether you like him or not, whether you don't like him, what I see in Eleuthera, when I was down in Rock Sound, when I was in Bannerman Town, when I was in Wims's Bight, when I was in Deep Creek, when I was in Greencastle, all of the roads paved. More roads are paved in Eleuthera than in New Providence. Clay Sweeting, congratulations. Big up yourself.
Yes,
the videos inside, the pictures in that video, it speaks for itself. I think I watched the video before seeing it on here. I think the video had no script to it. It's just showing the work that has been done. And I think, and I spoke on this before, that, it speaks for itself. I mean, there's roads paved, there's a lot going on. There's always work to be done, but at least this is not saying what I'm going to do, is what's happening. And I think that there's, speaks volumes.
Yeah, he needed another term.
Yes, and guys, I want to say to you all, though, look at, we forget that Dr. Minnis too got what he wanted.
Well, Minnis paved a lot of road, my road, Minnis paved my road, Minnis getting his road paved. See how good God is, Minnis?
And see, Shanique, it speaks largely to Clay Sweeting. He's not the type of minister that would kind of just do for PLPs or do for constituencies that largely vote PLP. And I've seen it prior to this video with Dr. Minnis, where members from the opposite would raise certain issues, and Clay Sweeting was very responsive to it throughout this entire term. He's very responsive and cordial to other ministers from the other side, and this is the kind of representation we like here in the Bahamas.
I want to say he's doing a good job, and I want him to put my face on the front of his next video, because I got to go outside and take a video of my road, because I need some roads outside paved.
But you better tell him where this is. Then you better say you better ask Dr. Minnis.
His road paved. I need to get mine paved.
You better call Dr. Minnis and ask Dr. Minnis to speak for your road.
The
where your
road
road
is miniature court. I need miniature court. I need that little cul-de-sac paved, and hopefully next week I can come back on.
You on TV every week and can't advocate? You got to advocate.
No, I'm advocating now. Saying that Minnis got what he wanted. I need to get mine.
I need the road from the south side to the north side of Islands.
Man, you all WhatsApp Clay. Now let's move forward.
Don't put that burden on Clay, man.
The south side to the north side of Auckland.
I have a surprise for all of you.
Clay's work is my good cousin.
I have a surprise for this next person. They just popped up, and my team said, Shanique, you see this person on TikTok, especially. Now, this person, a little different. I tell you, his constituents gotta love him for how he shows up. Take a look.
So we're here this evening just checking out voters, making sure things are good, that our support is good. It's holding. We're doing well. I thank people for their support. It's a good neighborhood, nice and quiet, no issues. Going to be doing some upgrades to infrastructure. That's what's important. So, but it's a real pleasant task talking to everybody. I thank them really a lot.
Hey, how you doing?
We brought a delegation to see you. Who are you going to encounter? I see. That's on the border in the States, or? Yeah. Well, what are you studying? You're a chef.
So you all, that's Fred Mitchell in Fox Hill. I will tell you, listen, first of all, people say he's the consummate diplomat, right? Because that is how Fred shows up in Fox Hill. He has many videos now. He's out there. He is TikTok official. But what I'm saying is, that obviously works for Fox Hill. Fox Hill knows that this is the man that they have known for however many times they have elected him, not elected him. But this is how he shows up. Your thoughts on how Fred, his energy, his social media presence and footprint in Fox Hill?
Well, first, Dr. Fox started off with a bomb, but this is Fred Mitchell, chairman of the Progressive Party in candidate Fox Hill. Fred has been Fred, and Fred is not.
Fred.
He's not an emotional candidate, and so he don't get tangled up in all of the emotions.
So we wouldn't see him dancing, because I thought that was AI. I thought that was AI with Dr. Fox, because that was too well done. But apparently it was him dancing. But Fred Mitchell ain't gonna be the person to be dancing.
Fred can dance, so that's the problem. And so you expect Fred to dance. And so
I think.
But honestly, I mean, in terms of an individual, if you need something done in government, Fred Mitchell ain't got that time to play the politics. So if you pick up the phone and say, Mr. Mitchell, this needs to be done, that needs to be done, he ain't got time for all of that rambling about this, that, this, I can't, no, he can make it happen. And so I've known Fred, from the days long, I've been this thing for 25 years. And so, but he's always been the same consistent person when it comes to politics. And so always been measured, sound, and he don't allow the PLP or the FNMism to get in the way. If something has to be done, he gets it done. And so that's probably why the people in Fox Hill likes him, because he gets it done.
I think the reality of Fox Hill, you have two good candidates. You have one that's who is trying to embrace what we call the new social media era, and then you have another candidate who is, he's been all over social media creating videos for some time now, and I guess doing a good job at it. The unfortunate side of politics is that sometimes when you have two good candidates, somebody has to lose. I think that particular race is going to be a tight one. And it's going to be interesting to see who comes out victorious in that race.
Yes.
But I think social media will play a big part of it. At the end of the day, it's still the door to door and the ground, the boots on the ground, and actually getting to know the people. But that's going to be an interesting one. Dread Fred is doing what he normally do, and I think his life has been politics. I think he studied political science, and his whole entire life that's all he knows.
Cassius alluded to the consistency of Fred Mitchell, and I want to add to his consistency is his honesty in what he's doing. He's sincere about what he's doing, and he's intentional and deliberate. I remember some time ago, Fred went to a particular church, and Fred told him, anytime you see me come here, I come here looking for support. I ain't gonna lie to you that I come.
Jeez, what you talking about?
I want your support, and I looking for your support. And he's been very consistent. He's the consummate politician. He's the consummate statesman. When he's doing his chairmanship, he's going to do that to the best of his ability. When he's handling, like Cassius alluded to, his government business, he's going to do it for every Bahamian. I must say that about him. And while he alluded that earlier that he was looking at stepping away from the chairmanship to take focus on his constituency, as this may be, quote unquote, his last dance. Obviously, he didn't have to do that. They didn't go to a convention. But I think Dr. Fawkes now realized the pressure's on. When Fred put his focus in his constituency, you're going to get classic Fred. No fluff. Just like you see him, he show up, he talk to you, and if he's going to do something for you, he says he's going to do it. You don't have to worry about Fred running you around, ducking you, and all of that. Not the Fred Mitchell. He's had a very, very good career in politics and continue to be consistent with it.
Well, gentlemen, I'll tell you this. Speaking of races to watch and seats to watch or constituencies to watch, Freetown, you all are seeing, we now see Wayne Monroe out there, and that's what's happening there. Of course, Lincoln Deal is there. Lincoln Deal has been a bit quiet recently. I've not been hearing and seeing him on that level, but here is sort of, I don't know, the little engine that could maybe, that is not going anywhere and is also staying very present in Freetown. Take a look.
Now to determine your future. So please be very careful and very mindful of the decisions you make. But all that still ties in the career, business, and all that, because it can have a negative effect for you in the future. You understand what I'm saying?
That's Andrew Blue Johnson, the independent candidate in the Freetown constituency, speaking there at Aaron Bailey School. Gentlemen, your thoughts about one Freetown, and then of course you see Andrew Blue Johnson is not standing down at all, even with two major candidates on, organizations and machinery that he is facing.
Andrew is from the old school. Me and Andrew grew up together, and I grew up in the house, Miss Johnson. And Andrew had a beautiful sister, and twin sister, Andrea. We all used to walk from school together, so I know Andrew. We went to Aaron Bailey together too. And I know from which cloth he is cut. And so perseverance, tenacity, hard work, that's Andrew Blue Johnson. And so I think he is doing a good job in what he's doing in the Freetown area. I see a lot of cleanup programs going on. I just don't want Andrew to get into the habit of the big parties where you spend up all this money, because it's a never-ending string. It's like the grave, it never satisfies. And so you got to come to an equilibrium in your political life where you could figure out how you could bring vision and plan and how people buy into that vision and plan and show them that, listen, I ain't got to spend money for you to support me. And so, but I just want to encourage Andrew, I love you, buddy, and keep pushing.
That's Cassius. I think Cassius is calling. That's the competition for Cassius. I think they always had the sexiest man.
Andrew's the sexiest man in politics now. He took it from me.
Michael, you're so right, because he feels he's the sexiest man in politics in 2026.
Sometimes I think Cassius feels some type of way, knowing Andrew out there doing what he's doing, But I mean.
But don't worry, but I coming back. I coming back.
The reality.
The Terminator. I'll be back.
It's so funny that that you brought up this particular constituency and this particular candidate, because the other day, you know, on my feeds, every time you see it's a new video of Andrew Blue Johnson, and I started to say, I said, it must be a party out there that's called the Blue Party, because or it's coming soon, because every time, you know, all you hear is, you know, everything's blue. And, you know, I think he's doing a wonderful job in his area. Of course, I think he's even more proud to, you know, that he's able to give back to a community that he's come up, you know, through from a young man. But, you know, I think it's an excellent job. His ground campaign is strong. You know, and that's another interesting race that I think that will be very, either the independent will win, or the independent will create some havoc in there that, you know, will determine who wins this particular election. Not election, but this particular constituency.
Yeah, this constituency is one of, like Shanique alluded to, the most interesting race to watch with all of the persons involved. You got, don't forget the COI got their candidate. There's an independent candidate that has been in there all along also. But a very charismatic Andrew Blue Johnson has proven that he's not going nowhere. If he doesn't win, I can tell you, I believe that Andrew Blue Johnson is going to get his deposit. And what that means, once he gets his deposit, if he doesn't win, it's going to spell trouble for both the Progressive Liberal Party and the Free National Movement.
You're making some bold assumptions, but if you don't get his deposit, I hope you gain money back then.
Andrew Blue Johnson will get his deposit back.
But listen, I mean, like I said, you know, Blue has a footing in that area because that's where we all grow up in that area. And people like him. But the first time I ran in the year 2002, I ran in that area. And I'll tell you the story, you know. The PLP did not have a candidate. It was only the FNM and me. And everybody who was supposed to run for the PLP decided to run with me, right? And of course, all of my Camp Road people, and they would cash it in front of the PLP headquarters. We want cash in front of the PLP headquarters, mind you. Tell you no lie, 2002. Perry Christie go on in constituency the night before the election.
You've been getting too bad.
And all that vote gone to Pierre Butte. All that vote in Camp Road. So the moral of the story is, don't mind the Camp Road people, mind you. You understand?
I think somebody,
you know,
the FNM or PLP should have a conversation with Blue.
I would say the electorate from 2002 to 2000 to 2026 has somewhat, the mindset has changed a little bit more. It's been a long road, but I think it's changed.
Well, I was in Camp Road yesterday.
When these leaders show up, ain't much change.
So I have a nice auntie who say, I ain't voting for nobody. They won't give me my vote. They need to give me $2,000. I say, how much? $2,000.
Wow.
So someone gave $100. She was happy.
The young people.
Them too. They just as bad.
The young people say, give them theirs. That's what they said.
We've created a culture.
No, believe me. I'll tell you, I want to spend some time, gentlemen, really looking at the evolving of Grand Bahama. And speaking of give me mine, you know, so yeah, you're right. That's kind of sort of the Bahamian way as well. But it's quite interesting at that part right there. Yeah. And so quite interesting. Listen, I thank you, gentlemen, so much. Cassius Stewart, Ellington Ferguson, Michael Turnquist. You guys are fantastic.
Can I close the show?
Would you do close the show saying, Cassius? Because it's one host here, one.
I think it's Cassius.
No, I don't quite get it.
Well, tonight
Michael.
on Beyond the Headlines, we have Shanique Miller, Ellington Ferguson, and Michael Pintard. This is Cassius Stewart, your host, signing off for Beyond the Headlines. See you next week.
Show has been hijacked.
Michael Turnquist, not Michael Pintard.
He is so stuck. He is so hooked. Like Savaz asked Travis, why are you so obsessed with me? He is obsessed with Pintard. No, that's what it is.
Michael Turnquist, Ellington Ferguson, and Shanique Miller.
The pain of those words, the ship has sailed, has affected him.
That ship has failed. So let me do my show.
Let me do my Shanique,
now,
please.
I thank you all so much, guys. You all are amazing, truly. I thank you all for bringing that Friday energy to this show and for just giving everybody what they need and for really taking the time also to always properly think through these topics and issues and give the Bahamian people your real honest opinion and thoughts and analysis. Thank you all so much. And I want to say a big thank you to all of you for hanging out all weekend long. I look forward to seeing you, Cassius. Happy 82?
81.
81st birthday to your mother.
Stewart.
What is her name? Ida Stewart. Happy birthday to you. Also, happy birthday to one of my own right in the back there. If I don't say that, he will shut me off now. Rashad McPhee. Shadi, happy birthday to you as well. I hope you both enjoy, your mom and Shadi, of course. And again, everybody have a beautiful and a blessed weekend. See you right back here on Monday.